Welcome to the Loddon Valley Footy Netball League. It is pre-finals, only just before the finals, so we thought we'd get the fine crew together. With us, Richard Hicks is with me for the Loddon Valley Footy League. Richard?
Good evening, Brian.
You had to think about it.
Yeah, I did.
And also Karen Pascoe. Hello, Karen.
Hi, how are you, Cogo?
Just got the voice projecting, Karen, mate. We're going to work on that with you.
Exactly right. Well, she's got a face for the camera too, unlike us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Hey, speak for yourself. Hey, Richard, with the Loddon Valley Footy League, you're on the board, have been for a long time. You do a bit of umpiring. How's it going? How is the Loddon Valley Footy League going this season? Now you're just about to get into finals.
We've actually feel this season's been really good. There's been some really good close games. Probably in the seniors, you sort of think there's the top four and then there's the rest.
Yeah.
But out of those top four, it's still anyone's game, and any one of those four on any particular day could probably win. Likewise, reserves, and it's good always to see our under-18 competition going, and we really need to keep that going and keep it as positive as we can. And likewise, it's been a good side of things, and Karen will elaborate more with the netball, but we feel that the netball's been going really well, and it's good to see everybody back at the football. We've had some big crowds, and we're looking forward to some big crowds through finals. So we would think that it's been going really well this year.
The interesting thing about local footy and netty too, Karen, is the fact that people don't like looking at other comps and going, they're struggling. I don't think people like that who are genuine country football, netball people, are they? They don't want that. They want your competition to thrive, the Lvfnl, the Maryborough, Castlemaine, Bendigo. Deep down, you want everyone to have a good time and enjoy themselves.
Oh, absolutely, and it's great to see across all the leagues, and especially in the netball and the Loddon Valley League, that there is a different spread of people in that top five, different clubs this year compared to previous years. So that's fantastic for our league.
And the vibe is back, mate. You know, you had a lot of conjecture. Seems like that's disappeared. We're not hearing a lot.
Yes, yep, no, vibe's all good. So been really positive with the Loddon Valley this year.
All right, let's move into it because we've got a bit to talk about with the under-18s with the footy. But you know what we're going to do, Richard? Stuff the footy. We're going straight to Karen with the netty. Karen, the netty has always been very strong in the competition. You know, you look at the YCWs of this world have always been strong. Maiden Gully YCW. You're from Calival. How is it going? Starting for the kids at 15 and under. 13 and under, sorry.
Yeah, so all the way through the juniors this year, I think there's only Newbridge that have struggled to get sides in the junior grade. So it's been fantastic to see full lists in the 13s, 15s and 17s. And the games have been really tight. There's been no real front runners from the start and all the way up to the finish. So it's going to be a great final series, especially in those juniors.
Yeah.
And as you say, YCW have been a strength. They're featuring in a lot of the junior finals all the way through. But also a great thing is YC have always featured in that A-grade final series, and they're actually not in there this year, which is...
They're not in?
No.
Wow, okay.
No. Both YC and Calival, who've prominently been in those final series, are both out. So it's opened up for new clubs, which is brilliant.
Well, I won't say it's a good thing because the YC and the Calival people will sort me out, and I've got a couple of Calival people here, so I'm in trouble. The good thing about it is, you know, with the netty, we know it's flying all around the place. It only takes, you know, like a certain amount of weeks to get a side together again. So it can be rebuilt really quickly, can't it, netty? It
can. But in the same respect, you are limited with your players and what they can do in finals. So it's going to be fascinating to see the outcomes of the games, especially from this coming weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Saturday you are at Maiden Gully, so a little bit happening with the 13 and unders, which is actually, we'll go with the 15 and under first because Richard made that 10:30, so a bit confusing, but that's all right. Bridgewater are in that one against Maiden Gully YCW. Obviously, that's going to be a ripping match for the 15 and unders.
It will. So I coach the 15 and unders at Calival, so I'm very aware of these two sides. Both really good sides, have had great seasons. I think Bridgewater will probably get across the line on this one. They have got some brilliant little players in that side. We just played them on the weekend and it was a really close match. So some good players in both of those teams. I think it'll be close, but I think Bridgewater will get that.
Did your team make it?
We're on top of the ladder, so we've got...
I was going to say, otherwise you'd be sad.
That's all right.
All right, you've got a break then.
I've got a break, yeah.
Let's move kind of down but up, if you know what I mean. At midday, it's the 13 and unders, Calival taking on Inglewood.
Yes, clearly I think Calival are going to win this one, but Inglewood, they've had some good tussles, the two teams this year. I think there was 2 goals in it in the first round, so it will be a great game as well.
Good spread. You've got obviously Bridgie, Maiden Gully, Inglewood, now Morong taking on you guys again. So Morong are in there. That is with the 17 and under at midday.
Yes, 17s will be a great game. really, really interesting. I think this one will be probably the closest one of the day, actually. Morong are really strong in that juniors. I think they're one of the 3 clubs that have got teams in each grade in the finals in the juniors. Really strong this year. So,
tell us about the C Reserve. Now, you don't hear that very often. You often hear C grade, but C Reserve, who's that predominantly for? And we'll get into the game that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, so every club treats it a little bit differently, but generally the C Reserve is for those juniors coming up that aren't quite ready to play the higher grades, for those older players who are on the way out of retirement. They go and play there if they want to keep playing. And, sometimes new people to the club.
He's looking at you when you said that.
Oh,
he
no,
was
I'm
looking at you. Richard was looking. I'm not even going to look at you.
No, my muscles have turned to gristle. So, no, I definitely am on the sidelines these days. But, C Reserve is predominantly sort of reserved for those.
I think it's
those
important
players.
to keep going. And, I mean, you've got to keep moving. Unlike you, Richard, I'm still playing cricket at my age. I think you're never going to be able to play like you did when you were younger, let's face it.
No.
But it must be a good avenue, particularly from a mental health point of view, to have players back there playing.
Yeah,
that's great.
absolutely. And especially for those older players that are still around the club doing a lot for the club that want to have a run, it's fantastic for them to be able to have a run in the C-Res.
Love it. Who's going to win, Maiden Gully YC or Newbridge?
Oh, I'm going to go YC for this one. They do have strength in numbers all the way through their seniors, so their C Reserves and C grades are a little bit stronger, I feel.
Yep.
I think they're going to get the win there.
This is qualifying final Saturday at Maiden Gully. We'll move on to the B grade. Morong taking on Pyramid Hill. It's 1:30 start for the B grade and C Reserve, by the way.
Yes, this will be a great tussle as well. I think Morong have really come along this year in their A and B grade, and I think Morong will probably get the win in the Pyramid Hill game this weekend.
C grade, it's Newbridge and Bridgewater.
Yes, anyone's, to be honest, but I think Bridgewater have had some success in the last few years in that C grade, so I'm going to tip Bridgewater for that one.
And the A grade, the Pyramid Hill Newbridge game, and you know a bit about this clearly because the two sides I thought would be in anyway, which is Maiden Gully and also Caliwell aren't in. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, no, it will be interesting to see. So I think in the Pyramid Hill Newbridge game, so Pyramid Hill I think are an absolute strength in the A grade this year. Abby Dingwall is probably at her fittest and is looking fantastic on the court. Jess Scott, brilliant shooter. And Gemma Scott as well in there as well, bit of experience. So I think Pyramid Hill will get that win.
Well, you talk about the close to Bendigo-based clubs, but Pyramid Hill have got that base around Echuca to recruit, haven't they, for Nettie as well?
Well, they do. I do think they primarily come from Bendigo,
do
though.
They?
There's
yeah,
a lot.
Sure.
So
okay.
with Nathan Fitzpatrick is the coach of the seniors, so he's brought a lot of Bendigo players out, and the females have tended to follow. So
do you know how you test Richard Hicks with Nettie? Richard, could you tell us who finished on top of all those grades, mate? Okay, fair enough. joking, because whoever wins in the qualifying final goes on to play the second semi the week after.
But I will say that most of Pyramid Hill's A grade, the Scott girls and the Dingwalls are all locals. So,
yes,
and
correct.
coached by Chelsea Emerson, who was abroad, who's also a local. So that side is full of mainly predominantly Pyramid girls, but probably live in Bendigo and stuff like that.
Yep.
So.
Sure, I'm kind of impressed. Anyway, elimination final is on Sunday. Actually, we might just go to the footy first for the Saturday. We'll stick with that. Thank you, Karen.
No worries.
You've got big shoes to fill here from Karen. She's very good. Yes. Richard, the under-18s, which has been revamped, hasn't it? You've had a couple of years of trial and tribulation and that, but you're back into it?
Yeah, we went to the CVFL last year and we didn't quite get the results that we wanted out of that. So the league took back ownership of the under-18s this year. And so hopefully at least that way, if we have ownership, then we can try to get the direction going the way that we really want it to. But, you know, that said, well, we've got our competition with 5 clubs and we do the best that we can. We play an alternate draw for them. So, you know, again, they get a full season of football in and full of participation. And a lot of the kids that have played under 18s, I think in the last 2 years, there's over a dozen kids that have played senior football that have come through our under 18s. So the pathway is definitely there. For the good kids, they'll get to play senior football, which is what we want. And participation is the main key. So it's great to see our under 18s and we're playing the final 5. So there's 5 teams and none of them miss out. So a bit of a participation award, but we've got football. We've got a final 5 with the seniors, so we'll do it with the under 18s as well and see how they go.
East Loddon and Bridgewater, mate. Who's going to win and why?
This one, I think I'll go for the East Loddon team to win this one. I don't think Bridgewater's beaten East Loddon this year, and East Loddon's been the standout second team on the ladder throughout. It's the combination of Midiamo, Serpentine and Caliwell. It's a combination of all 3 of those sides. So all local boys that are affiliated with those clubs and come back and play for East Loddon. So I think, pretty easily, I think, East Loddon should win comfortably over Bridgewater in the under-18s.
Good to see the under-18s going. In the Rezzies, it's Bridgewater taking on Pyramid Hill. I'd suggest that both of these teams would be pretty strong in the twos.
Oh, exactly right, and it says a lot about the clubs that if you need to have a good senior side, you've really got to have depth in the reserves, and both Pyramid Hill and Bridgewater have been there for a few years now. So this one will be a close one and a toss of the coin, and I won't tell you who the winner is with that one because apparently I've been allocated to umpire that game.
Oh, wow, okay. No more to be said.
So no tipping that one for me this week. Yes.
And I'm also tipping that Moronga finished on top in all those three grades.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
correct.
See,
Yes.
I kind of knew. Karen, let's head back your way because Sunday's elimination final, and they're interesting elimination finals because if you do, as you said, finish fifth, you kind of got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you finish fourth, you think, bugger, should have finished third, had the double chance, probably kick yourself a bit. But, lately in the last couple of years, some of the elimination finals have been the best finals.
Yes,
Because you have to win or you're out of here. So let's look at the 10:30 game. This is Sunday at Pyramid Hill, the elimination final, Loddon Valley Footy Netty League. 15 and under is Morong and Bears Lagoon Surf.
Yes, I believe Morong will win this quite easily. I'm surprised Morong didn't actually finish higher on the ladder the way they've played this year in that side. I think they'll definitely get that win quite easily over Cert.
Okay, it's the 13 and unders. What are the minis? Are they the 13 and unders?
No, minis are younger again.
Younger
The little attackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
13. Why am I looking at you to ask that question?
Yeah.
Karen, I'm thinking you're an expert on netty. That's why I've got Karen. Karen, obviously the 13 and under is Bears Lagoon Surf and Maiden Gully YCW.
This will be a good little game. Both sides are probably a little bit struggling for older players. They've both got quite young players in their sides here. I think Serp will get it. Maiden Gully have got very, very little kids in this side. They're quite tiny.
Okay. Yep.
So I think Serp will get that one.
Same time slot, 12 noon, 17 under, Maiden Gully YCW. Pyramid Hill.
Well, home ground advantage for Pyramid Hill, so that could play to their advantage. We'll see. Depends if it's a windy day up there. That makes a difference, doesn't it?
Always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does, yes.
No, different at Midi and those places.
Midi and Pyramid, it gets very windy, so they might be a bit used to the wind up there. So, but I do think Maiden Gully will come through for this one. Their 17 side is really good, and they've got a strong coach there, so I think they'll get the win.
Is there many of the 17 and unders that you've seen this year progress to the higher grades, or are they predominantly stayed in their grade?
There has been a sprinkling, there's been a few. Primarily I've only seen Calival play, and I know our kids have had a bit of a run up in the seniors there. They're
does them good, doesn't it?
It does. It does them a great thing. So, yes.
C Reserve, and don't even say the oldies. Don't even say that, Richard. It's the people that want to play. C Reserve, this is this is Pyramid Hill and Bridgewater, I should say.
Yeah, it will be another great little game there. So I haven't been able to watch too many C Reserve games. I am going to go with Pyramid Hill there for the win, for the home ground advantage there too.
B grade, Bridgie take on Maiden Gully YCW.
Oh, this will be a good one. This will be a ripper. I think Bridgewater should get it. They do have some great players in their A and B grade squad, lots of experience, so I think they'll come away with the win there.
C grade in Morong, Maiden Gully YCW.
Yeah, I can't pick this one. Sorry, I reckon this will be a very close game.
3 o'clock for that one. Next to the A grade.
Not sure on this one. I actually can't pick a one between them.
So we'll come back with the Bridgewater Bears Lagoon Surf. Probably should have done that before. We might just talk footy with you for a sec, and the under-18 elimination final. Inglewood and Pyramid Hill, Richard.
Yes, again, a credit to both Inglewood and Pyramid Hill for getting the side on the park this year and done well. I reckon Inglewood will win this game reasonably comfortably.
You're not umpiring?
No, not umpiring it,
You
but
can chip it down.
I will be there out with doing the escort duties for the umpires.
Oh,
but
yes.
but
You
yes,
must.
I think that Inglewood should win this one reasonably comfortably.
They're in the twos as well in the reserve, so they've had, with the exception of the seniors, not a bad year, Inglewood,
Yes.
to make finals in 2 grades there. They take on Bears Lagoon Surf. This is 12:30 Sunday out at Pyramid Hill.
Yeah, again, like Inglewood have had the depth there. They probably just haven't had that quality of play going into their seniors, with their seniors dropping down, like they finished in finals last year and ended up 7th this year, I think. So, again, for me, I still think I've watched them both a couple of times this year, and I reckon probably Inglewood still got too many more guns across the field and should. It'll be a close game, don't get me wrong with that. Like in football, you're fighting for everything in an elimination final. So, but I just think, Inglewood probably a bit too classy.
We'll go back to the footy in a sec with you, even Saturday. Just quickly, Saturday with the A grade, Pyramid Hill, Newbridge. Is there much in this game?
Saturday's
Yeah, no,
Bridgewater
just, sorry, just back to Saturday.
Oh,
if
back
I
to
can,
Saturday,
before we get
yep.
the A grade. Sorry,
So
my
Pyramid,
fault.
No, you're right. Pyramid. So what was the question?
The question is Pyramid Hill, Newbridge. What's in it for people who've never seen it in the A grade? How close is the competition?
It is close. I think probably Pyramid Hill and Midiamo, the 1 and 2, are probably a little bit more closer pegging, and that's my pick for the grand final this year. I do think Newbridge aren't far off. They've got some great experience with Rachel Pettifer and Meg Jennings as a strength in that defence end, and Kim Childs in shooting there. She's a bit of a dynamo. But I think Pyramid Hill across the court just have a little bit more to give.
Megan Jennings used to play with the Thunder and is a superstar.
She is.
Thunder when I was there as manager, as GM. There you go. Premiership played too, Megs. Did a knee a while ago. She's good.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
I think so, but that was a fair while ago.
Yeah, of course. I'm getting old. Anyway, Richard, for the just quickly back to the Saturday, Pyramid Hill and Bears Lagoon Serp, I would suggest there's probably nothing in this qualifying final.
Absolutely not, and I think a lot hinges on whether Josh Mellington returns from his hamstring injury or not. So
well, it was a 9-weeker, wasn't it? He had to have surgery.
Yes.
Would you contemplate coming back, or I mean, it is a qualifying final, so you get a second chance?
Yes, but the mail that I've got that is he has been training.
Right.
So he's
big difference between training and playing. Though.
Exactly right. Yeah. There is a big difference between training and playing. So, but yeah, he is close. So I suppose it'd be the $1 million question whether he plays on Saturday or not. Again, it's like with the top 4 sides, anybody can beat anybody on any particular given day. So I reckon this one will be an absolute cracker of a game. But yeah, I'm sort of tipping. I think Pyramid Hill. I umpired them a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought, their setup and their structure was really good for the day, so I think they'll just get over the line.
Greg Gadsden will be on to you, mate.
He will be. He will be indeed, yes.
Let's move on to the Sunday. I'll go with you first. Bridgewater Bears Lagoon Serp. It's the A grade, the Netty. It is the elimination final. Who's going to win this and why, please, Karen?
I'm actually going to pick Serpentine for this one. I think, as you say, elimination finals are all about nothing to lose, and Serp have had a long time not in finals, so this is huge for them to get that 5th spot and to actually be playing finals, and I think they're going to give it a red-hot crack.
And the Bridgewater-Newbridge game, Newbridge just snuck into the 5 as far as the footy's concerned. Yes. Bridgewater have been good all season. He's had some injuries. Poor bloody Harry Donegan. That was horrific, and a few other guys as well, so hope you're getting well, by the way, H. Who's going to win?
You would expect Bridgewater will go in as favourites, but these two clubs don't like each other. They've had 100 years. They've had 100
exactly what everybody wants to hear.
Exactly right.
They've all had 100 years against.
They've had a 100-year history, and their games are generally quite physical, and anything can happen. But I think, again, across the ground, I think Bridgewater have got too many key personnel that will do damage. So, again, I think. Theoretically, with everybody looking at it, Bridgewater should be a 10-goal winner, but you never know. It's whoever turns up to play on the day, and surprises do happen in finals.
It's interesting you say that because, when Newbridge got flooded, and how many times, been a couple of times out, I mean, probably Bridgewater was the first one to help him.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Colourable is no different.
Yeah, we're all tribal.
Yeah,
we're all tribal. So
just going to look that word up.
but yes, when your neighbours are in trouble, you go and help them out. But once you get onto the football field, white line fever is a totally different story. So.
And you're enjoying the fact that, obviously netball's back to full strength in Loddon Valley Footy League in regards to the standard. You're getting good crowds around the netty?
Absolutely, brilliant crowds around the netball. I know at Calival the crowds are probably a little bit bigger at the netball than the football sometimes. Especially when the junior footy's not there, so they gravitate.
I get that. They gravitate.
That might be why.
You get to grandmas and
listen to you.
Yeah, but no, I know. You get big crowds at the country footy leagues in the netball and the footy, so it's just a great feel around the club.
Yeah, great, fantastic preview. Richard, I'm impressed with Karen.
Yes.
I knew what to expect from you. Karen is over-exceeded. What about from a league point of view? What are you looking at this week as far as, obviously behaviour, things like that? Because things have changed in the world, Karen, haven't they, unfortunately, with a lot of stuff? Yeah,
well, there's a few things like the league has a no-dog policy for finals. It's mainly because they're all rec reserves that generally we go to, and they're owned by the DPI, and DPI have no-dog policies, apparently.
Oh, okay, righto.
So please avoid, unless you've got a dog that you need to have with a seeing eye dog or other dog, please leave your dogs at home. Again, we always have respect towards our crowd behaviour and player, our codes of conduct and spectators and stuff like that. Hopefully the weather forecasts are good for this weekend, so hopefully we'll have some ripping weather and big crowds. So just be courteous to each other, enjoy your game of football, barrack hard, but don't abuse people. I think that's our main thing from our league. Can I do a couple of advertisements
Absolutely,
for a
you
couple
can,
of other
mate.
things?
The floor is yours.
Excellent, beautiful. The league will be having a live stream of its vote count, held by Thanks to Super U, on Monday the 2nd of September at
Better
6.
write that down.
Yeah, me too.
Exactly right.
Joking.
So look at it on your Facebook page there. So Monday, 2nd of September, 6:30 p.m. And our presentation night will be held on Monday, the 9th of September at the Bendigo Club at 6:30 p.m. also. So see your club for tickets for those.
Have you got, I know we're obviously looking at Main Gully this Saturday and Pyramid Hill Sunday. What about other finals grounds?
Yes, so the following week our finals will be held at Bridgewater. We'll host the second semi-final on the Saturday, and Morong will host the first semi-final on the Sunday.
Yep.
Our preliminary final will be at Inglewood, and our grand final will be at Midiamo.
Midiamo, beautiful. All right.
Look forward to all of them.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great 4 weeks. It's exciting, isn't it, Karen?
It is.
I mean, we're here at Let's Chat Park. It's a great day, and we just have these great. Stick around with this weather.
Yes, exactly
Did you
right.
put your order in?
I've been watering, so I could do with a bit of rain, but it's some nice sunny.
What about you, mate? It's about the footy, isn't it?
If it's not going to rain, 23 degrees like the forecast this weekend should be absolutely
Perfect.
glorious.
Yep.
Karen, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
And Richard, always a pleasure.
Always, Brian. Thank
Lord
you.
Valley Footy Netball League, that's the preview as we get into the finals this weekend.